Wasted away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker of sand. Some people claim that there's a green person to blame.
Really?
But I don't.
I'm not
Margaritaville, baby.
Dan, before the show, the newsroom was buzzing. Is that what that area is called?
It is a crowded newsroom. I don't know what it is. It is a room that has very rarely any news in it, but it is people talking a lot and eating free bacon.
Well, there's bacon today?
Oh, wow.
Delicious.
So anyways,
Save some for me.
in the newsroom, people were obviously mourning the loss of Jimmy Buffett, as many people were this long weekend, Labor Day weekend. And a topic came up, and I'm curious what your thoughts are on this. Someone posited, is that the right word?
Mm-hmm.
Someone posited that Jimmy Buffett may have a larger long-term cultural impact than Elvis Presley.
Wow. Didn't you say that?
I was the someone that said it.
I mean, but that's asinine. Why would you say that?
Well, so this is my thought process on it. I was thinking about it over the weekend, and I almost put it on a poll, but I didn't want to put it on the poll right after he passes away. Who's more culturally relevant, Elvis or Jimmy Buffett? But here's the thing.
You were trying to celebrate him. You're trying to point out to America that a real icon has died here, and you should take notice. No one had an imprint of Key West on him and this region more as a performer than Jimmy Buffett.
Well, Jimmy Buffett somehow became more representative of a way of life than he was as a musician, right? And he's branched out. He has his Landshark beer. He had Landshark Stadium for a short time. And then there's Margaritaville hotels and restaurants. There's one Graceland. You know what I mean? And that's like, people visit. Is that even exciting? When you step into a Margaritaville, you have a drink, you fins up, and everybody's happy. Graceland seems
sad.
Like, yes, it's kind of sad. I saw someone jumped in Elvis's pool.
No one under
Boo-hoo.
60 is at Graceland.
Exactly right.
I can tell you, Graceland is one of the saddest places on earth.
See?
It really is. And I mean, no disrespect to Elvis.
Put that on the poll.
Put it on the poll, please, Juju, at LeBatard Show. Is Graceland one of the saddest places on earth?
I have been there. It's
I know,
full
but
of
there's
old
gotta
wood
be
paneling, that place.
There have got to be
It's for
sadder
him, too, if
places
he's
than that.
sad.
That's perfect for you.
I know. It's like
Wood paneling.
You're in 1971 when you go to that place. It hasn't changed. It's moldy and mildewy.
It is
It's
asinine to say that because he has a chain of bars that Jimmy Buffett will have more
a
cultural
longer legacy than Elvis.
I
think
agree.
I think that's not crazy.
I never thought I would agree with that when he first said it, but upon rumination, I think Billy's exactly right.
I feel like we're a little prisoner of the moment here.
No, we
Well,
are. Listen,
No, if Billy posted that poll right after he had passed away, Jimmy Buffett would have won.
But time has passed.
Okay,
Time has passed.
yes, but that is a certain bias. Yes.
But just think, Dan,
Recency
50
bias.
years down the road, are you going to be hanging out at a Margaritaville restaurant? Or are you going to Graceland? You know what I mean?
Billy, I will no longer entertain this foolishness from
I feel like the
No, he's
Property
right.
Brothers or someone need to go and do something with Graceland.
Yeah,
you know
they
what I
really-
mean? Like
it-
flip or flop it, do
Yeah.
something, update it a little bit.
it needs a facelift.
Exactly
Graceland. I mean,
right.
I'm serious.
50
Yeah.
years from now, Dan will be 105. I mean,
Wow.
I will look like Elvis at 40, dying on a toilet, eating a peanut butter and banana sandwich.
Billy's 100% right. The lifestyle that Jimmy Buffett represents is universal. I think Jimmy Buffett was more beloved in this country than Elvis ever was. Elvis was adored.
That's a bit
Elvis was
Ever
adored
was.
This
by,
is
by
what are you
Jimmy
talking? It's
Buffett.
Elvis.
This
I'll
is
follow you on
unbelievable
currently.
what's happened. What has happened here
No.
is a travesty.
I'm lining up behind Billy on this.
It is offensive. Okay, I don't love
It's
your
just
army.
a question that I was asking.
I don't love your army.
Dan, look at this photo of Margaritaville. Look at that. Look at that. And
Yeah.
compare that to Graceland. I don't want to put the video team on.
all right,
on
put
the
it on
the
spot,
paneling,
but
though.
jeez.
At LeBatard Show, put it on the poll.
There's an airplane inside of that building.
Is
fun.
it's in an airport.
That's
Is
fun.
Margaritaville, does it have a more lasting legacy than Elvis?
Did you ever go to an Elvis concert, Dan? No, that's a dumb question. Did you ever go to a Jimmy Buffett concert?
No.
Of course.
Some
Really?
people claim that
Really?
there's a green person to blame.
Really?
But I don't.
I'm not going to
Margaritaville, baby.
I went to one. He would perform with his shoes off the whole time.
Yeah, always. I've been
Classic
to a
Jimmy.
dozen.
Yeah.
My wife and I are huge Buffett fans.
Really?
Not to the parrot head level, but
But
just
sucia.
below that.
Yeah.
And he always performs barefoot.
Must
It's
have
part
dirty
of his
feet.
charm.
The outpouring was odd to me. Like, I realized Jimmy Buffett was popular. I did not realize he was that popular. Where Peter Jacobson, a golfer, is tweeting out pictures of himself.
People love a dead person.
Pitbull too.
People love a dead person.
Wait,
Yeah, we
what?
heard you the first time.
Put it on the poll, please, at Le Batard Show. Do people love a dead person? It is a little unseemly where you get out there with your rest in peace, but it's just like, here's me with the icon back when he was living. The way we hit, look.
But I don't want to be like comparison to people who passed away. No one did it for the Smash Mouth guy.
No, some people did it for the
I saw
Smash
some
Mouth
people,
guy.
yeah.
Some
That's
people
not
did.
as many.
It's not the same, though. Agreed. The
Hey
Smash.
now, you're an all-star. Nobody was singing that. You were singing Margaritaville.
I sang it
All
once
weekend.
over the weekend. I
Did
got to
you?
be honest with
Yeah.
you.
And then
Okay.
Saying All-Star?
and then everybody else was like,
Sorry.
you know what? I'm not going to be the Margaritaville person. I'm going to be the Come Sunday person. And there's always going to be
Come
some
Monday.
Monday. That's the one. I'm just distraught still.
Come Sunday was his earlier hit. Come Monday was a big hit. His first big hit. I remember that song. I used to sing it to my wife.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Baby.
It'll be all right come Monday. Big Buffett fan. Great influence on me, on my lifestyle. I was drinking Land Shark beer over the weekend.
There
in
you
He
go.
wouldn't
Jimmy's
stop
honor.
telling people about it. Hey, I'm drinking this.
That's how he grieves.
Or Jimmy
That's
Buffett.
his public grieving is, hey, look, I'm consuming his liquids.
Guys, we all grieve in our own ways.
Thank
It's not
you,
a big
Billy.
deal. Can I ask you why you made the distinction of not a parrot head? Like, why did you're a big fan, but
Yeah,
not
yeah.
there. You drew
One
a
step
line.
short.
Okay, anybody who's a Buffett parrot head knows what I mean. The parrot heads are the top tier of Buffett fandom.
That'd be like someone trying to call themselves a deadhead and who really isn't.
Exactly. That's a good analogy.
Wow.
You're either a deadhead, you're either a parrot head, or you're not. We are in the tier just below parrot heads. We're the sub-parrot head category where we're huge Buffett fans. I was leafing through my Buffett albums this morning.
Leafing it?
Yeah, I actually have, I think, 5 or 6 Buffett albums. But we're huge
Some
fans.
vinyl, huh?
We've seen them a dozen times. But we're sub-parrot head fans. We don't do the whole dress-up thing with the shark thing and, come on.
Didn't you want, if I remember correctly, your last show for Jimmy Buffett to perform live?
It's been a lovely cruise. Oh, man, that's my outro. That's, as my casket is being lowered.
Jesus.
I'll have been cremated a week before, but we'll do the casket thing just for show. And as my casket is being lowered,
Wait a minute.
Whoa,
we
whoa.
will-
Empty
we will
casket?
yeah, it'll
Closed?
be empty. Just for show. We're gonna
Well,
do
what's the
that.
redundancy there?
We're gonna put on a public display.
Yeah, naturally.
and,
Well, people will want to mourn you publicly, so you have to have something for
But
the fans.
that's my song. As
Got
we're
it.
being lowered, we're gonna play "Lovely Cruise" by
You're
Jimmy
not
Buffett.
being lowered anywhere. You're not in there.
I know, but people don't know that.
Yeah, they won't know.
Yeah.
So what do
Well,
you do with
people-
the
I just announced it, I guess.
what do you do with the ashes?
You're going on a lovely cruise.
Exactly. Maybe we'll throw them over. My wife will throw them overboard.
I would
as she's
assume-
necking with her new husband.
Necking.
A couple of days later.
He's never heard the phrase necking. Are you kidding? You necked. That meant you kissed, you embraced. Look at that couple necking over there.
Is that
Come
like
on.
making out?
Do it in
Like,
private, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You know what necking means. Come on.
of course he does.
Yeah, of course he did. That kind of thing.
Necking it.
Yeah. Rhymes with naked. What? What? What?
He's right.
And you know it.
And you know it. That's right. Well said. That kind of thing. Am I right?
Yeah,
Thanks, Roy.
you got it.
It is that kind of thing, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Roy's next. Yeah.
And you know it. Where were we?
I don't know.
No idea. Yeah.
Lovely cruise.
You tight.
Oh, yeah. Spent 4 lovely days in a brown LA haze. He was an underrated, everybody thinks of Jimmy Buffett as bare feet and calypso music and steel drums. He was an underrated songwriter. I was listening to a song of his called A Pirate Looks at 40. Beautiful lyrics. He could write a song, that guy. He didn't have the best voice in the world. I don't know enough about guitar playing to know whether he was a great guitarist, but he was an underrated lyricist. He really was. And a big Heat fan as well.
Got kicked out of a game, right?
I think he did run.
Yeah, against the Knicks.
Yeah.
necking.
What?
Necking.
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 Yeah, necking. Yeah.
People used to say that.
Yeah.
My grandparents have said that.
See?
You know, people my age. You know, when you were teenagers, you know, you were necking
I want to play some video.
if you were lucky.
I want to play some video for the audience here just so that they can get the full experience of what my Tuesdays are. Because it's not just that magic that Billy and Greg Cody just gave you. It's why Mike Ryan has gone crazy and now needs a mental break. I don't know where he's at, but it's just to get away from what happens on Tuesdays. But look, as I try to rein in Stugotz as well, Stugotz got very passionate earlier in the show, and I want you guys to watch here what it is that happened and explain to me, please, what it is that spews from the bowels of Stugotz here.
It's one game. They beat TCU and a quarterback who's playing his first college game, and they gave up 40 points.
It's
Oh, God.
It's one game. They beat TCU and a quarterback. Granola bar.
Is that a piece of rice?
That looks like a pebble. A pebble. It looks like a chunk of saliva. There it is.
You know, when I got my teeth pulled out last week, Dan, I got them extracted, the wisdom teeth. They told me that things would come out of my mouth and not to be alarmed. Okay? And so perhaps that was some stitches. I have no idea. You know?
I don't believe you.
Can you guys put for the remainder of the show in the corner of the screen there, Stugotz with a piece of white. What is that, Lucy? Any theories on what that is? Is it saliva? Is it hardened, dry mouth saliva? What is that?
Why are you making me guess?
Because I'd like the room to participate in what it is that I'm doing here, and I don't want to just be by myself making fun of the pebble out of Stugotz's mouth.
It's his life. His life is leaving his body right now.
I think it's a little chip of tooth.
Right.
I really do.
Or cocaine.
Or a piece of rice. Those are my two guesses.
As a show, we really didn't do much with that.
No,
It seemed like something pretty good was
I
given, but you
tried.
guys wanted to
I
just...
almost threw up.
Yeah.
I had a chip of tooth and a piece of rice.
This
I
is
did
the
my
new
job.
and unimproved Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz. Gamble on by DraftKings.
The spending habits of Meadowlark Media as it regards this show, I have found to be sloppy and insufficient. We basically just pay to send people to go do fun things and vacation and enjoy sporting events and sometimes make content and sometimes not, as it was the case in Amin and Tony and whatever they did at the NBA All-Star game that still hasn't been explained to me that was them stealing the company's money. But we are now bringing in a new and better type of employee, hungry about sports, hungry about climbing in this industry, and hungry about dominating college football. Her enthusiasm for this sport frightens me. All of you, comparatively, who work on this show, dead inside as sports fans compared to how she feels about college football. Maybe Roy's Panthers allegiances that he tries to hide in objectivity as a journalist. Maybe Cody's homerism when it comes to the Dolphins. But Lucy cares about college football in a way that's unreasonable. Thrilled, right? I don't know if it's a career highlight or not, but to be able to go to the FSU-LSU game, you look like you were really excited and in your element.
I don't think LSU-FSU would be the career highlight.
She just loves being around the start of college football. She would have preferred it be an Iowa football game, but she just was she was just happy to be around college football in some form. You looked delighted. You weren't faking it, were you?
Oh, I had the absolute best time. We got to tailgate. We got to see what was a okay first half and a blowout second half. It was awesome. It was so much fun. We were in Orlando at the Camping World Stadium. Game time got us like phenomenal seats. It ended up being a lot of fun. LSU, FSU fans, they're psycho. We actually have a video from it.
That place is a dump, right?
Oh, it was awful.
Yeah,
it was impossible
terrible.
to get out of that stadium. But those are the seats we got. Game Time hooked us up, which is nice. I would love to go to more games, Game Time. Cough, cough, listen, listen.
Okay, yes, you should go every weekend if you want to.
I do want to.
Let's get some video here from Taylor.
You guys go to Florida State?
We do. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Go Knowles.
How do you feel about Dion Sanders?
I'm not going to lie to you. I have no idea who that is.
Whoa.
Is that the coach?
No.
Yeah, Tigers, baby, let's go Tigers. I used to be very good at doing that ball. I'm from down the bayou too. Go Tigers, let's go! Go Tigers!
Dan Le Batard, we love your show. Lifeguard Lou coming at you live from Orlando.
All right, finish the sentence. Suck that.
Tiger.
Can you guys do a Coach O impression?
He spiraled out of control his last year, and I could tell you some stories, but he's out of control.
I would like to hear those stories.
He's never going to coach again.
Look here, great day out here in Orlando. Tigers coming to war. Give me that, go Tigers!
But as far as this game goes, this is going to be the greatest, most anticipated game of the season. And I think that it is rated perfectly, not rated perfectly, but I think it should be rated higher because whoever wins this game, national championship, bound, absolutely, absolutely. Tigers are FSU, gonna be the best team of the nation. On my mother's life, on my mother's life, I put that on. Because Jordan Travis, dog. Harold Perkins, dog. Jake Daniels, dog. All FSU receivers, dog. All of them.
Do you have a most overrated coach in college football?
Most overrated coach. Man. Yeah, it's got to be Mario Cristobal. It has to be. That's for you, Batard.
What do you think of Brian Kelly?
Brian Kelly, I like Brian Kelly. I used to not because I hate Notre Dame, but Brian Kelly, he fits. Cultural fit.
He faked an accent.
That's okay with me.
That's not a cultural fit.
He can do whatever he wants, really. As long as you keep winning games, you can do whatever you want.
Notre Dame never gave him the right resources because they were like, well, you have to have a good GPA to get here. All kind of stuff like that. Now he's at a real football school. He's going to win at least 3 natties, and he's going to get us to the promised land.
Do you need a good GPA to go to LSU?
Not if you're good at football.
Not good at football. Do you guys go to LSU?
Yeah!
All right. Good GPA, babe. You don't.
So my first question, do you know who Baby Gronk is?
Yeah.
Do you like Baby Gronk?
No.
I used to watch Dan Le Batard every day after school.
Is this Dan?
This
is the Le Batard Show.
This is the Dan Le Batard.
Oh my God.
Is this legit?
Yeah.
Dan Le Batard Show?
He is my boss. Do you watch the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz?
Do I watch the what?
The Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz.
I do not. I'm sorry. I do not know what that is. The Dan who show?
Batard will not stand for this.
Batard.
Lifeguard Lou, I want that guy on the show.
Is it true that one of those women slurring about Ed Orgeron sexually harassed Taylor by grabbing his ass?
Yes, that is true. I did not see it happen. He just came up to me after and was like, I was just sexually assaulted. But he kept going.
Are FSU, gonna be the best team of the nation.
That kid was amazing. His middle name is Saban.
Wow. On my mother's
His parents
life.
just didn't think Nick Saban would leave LSU.
Jordan Travis, dog. Dog. Harold Perkins, dog. Jane Daniels, dog. All FSU receivers, dog.
I enjoy the first couple of weeks of the season when nobody knows anything. And, hey, Baylor's going to be good, right? They're favored by 3 touchdowns. What happened? Texas State has 50 new players? Huh? What does that mean? Well, I wasn't familiar with their work. What do you mean Texas State has, they got 50 new players? How'd they do that? Oh, they just ran Baylor off the field.
This is going to be the greatest, most anticipated game of the season.
I do think, incidentally, Stugotz, I don't think it's a mirage. I think Clemson's going to be bad for a while, and I think LSU might be okay, but FSU is going to be okay. FSU's got a lot of athletes.
And Colorado's going to win the next 5 national championships, right?
Well, let me see where you are on this as you spittle teeth. No, I want to pin you down on where you are since you want to be the guy today. Like I am fascinated by this person because it sucks as a position. Mike Ryan has fled the premises. He was telling us how bad Colorado is for football. He's scared of him because he's Miami, and he was soaked in bias. And that, whatever that is, that ain't good for the sport, but it's wonderful for the content industry. Like, it can't be good for the sport that, never mind about education. 50 new dudes. Okay, I'm going to go to TCU and beat your championship team. But the worst thing in sports is being the fan who consumes this and is on the hating side of that story. If you're still there the next day, and you're on the wrong side of what's happening with Colorado, because they had the story of the weekend. You can be the sports critic if you want to be, but they had the story of the weekend. And if you don't want to eat it today, it's just because you're stubborn.
I'm not eating anything because we played a montage before of everyone who doubted Dion before the season started. And if you notice, there was one voice not on that montage, and that voice was mine. I'm okay with everything that happened over the weekend, with the exception of the post-game reaction where Dion won the game by himself. There didn't seem to be enough credit given to the kids who were actually on the field making a lot of plays. That's all I'm saying.
But you said that, and I believe that Travis Hunter became a Heisman candidate and a half of nationally televised football.
There's no way that can maintain 130 snaps in a game is insane. Like, that's not healthy. That doesn't last.
But the made-for-television thing that college football is, Stugotz, is it breaks apart because everybody's grabbing at the money. You just had a star turn. This is what the coach can do for you.
Yes.
In the halftime interview, he's saying, Deion Sanders, when do you hear a coach say that game one, Stugotz? If not for a couple of deep balls, the Heisman would already be chilling at his house. There are new rules in play. If this guy gets to win, it's going to scare the holy hell out of everybody in college football.